Today, we're diving into something really cool for kids aged 5 to 8. It's a unique educational plan that takes the best parts of Montessori, that thoughtful structure, and blends it with the freedom and curiosity of unschooling. It's all about making learning a joyful discovery. I mean, isn't this the question we're all asking? How do we keep that natural spark of curiosity that all kids have? How do we make learning feel like an adventure, not just another chore on the to-do list? And that's exactly where this hybrid idea comes in. You get the beautifully designed materials and the deep respect for a child's focus from Montessori, but you mix it with the real-world, interest-led philosophy of unschooling. The whole point is to create a space where learning just unfolds, totally driven by the child's own curiosity. So how do you actually make this work? Well, you need a compass, a North Star to guide your decisions. Let's talk about what those core principles are. Okay, first up, and this is a big one, there's a fundamental shift in roles here. The child is in the driver's seat. They're the ones following their curiosity down whatever road they find interesting. Your job isn't to grab the wheel. It's to be the best co-pilot they could ever ask for. So what does being a co-pilot actually look like? Well, it means you're watching, you're observing what fascinates them, you offer interesting choices, you set out intriguing materials, and you only jump in to help when they ask for it. You're not a boss handing out assignments. You're a guide, there to help them discover things for themselves. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Child-led sounds like total chaos, right? A free-for-all? Not at all. And this is where the genius of Montessori really shines through, with this brilliant concept of freedom within limits. Think of it like a sandbox. The rules are the firm walls of that box. Things like we're kind to each other, we stay safe, we clean up our messes. Those are non-negotiable. But inside those walls, the child has total, absolute freedom to build, dig, pour, and create whatever their heart desires. And this idea, it's so important for how learning actually happens. Before a child can really understand what the abstract symbol 3 means, they first need to feel 3 rocks in their hand, or count 3 spoons. Learning has to start with real, physical, concrete experiences. The abstract stuff, like letters and numbers on a page, that comes later, once the real-world idea is totally solid in their mind. Okay, we've got the philosophy down, but how do you bring it to life in your home? It all starts with the physical space, what Maria Montessori famously called the prepared environment. Your home basically becomes this landscape of little invitations to learn. And no, you do not need a formal classroom. A practical life zone can just be a low drawer in the kitchen with a kid's safe knife so they can help slice bananas. A literacy zone, that could just be a cozy beanbag with a basket of their favorite books. Simple. But how many activities or choices should you put out? This is key. The sweet spot, the real Goldilocks number, is somewhere between 8 and 12 activities at a time. This gives them enough variety to stay engaged, but it's not so many choices that they get overwhelmed and can't pick anything. And here's the secret sauce for managing it all, the weekly shelf rule. It's so simple. Each week, you just pick out those 8 to 12 activities and arrange them on a low shelf where your child can see and reach everything. Then, next week, you rotate them. It keeps things fresh and lets you introduce new ideas based on what you've noticed they're into. So, we've got the mindset, and we've set up the space. What does a day actually look and feel like? The goal here is a gentle rhythm, not a strict, rigid schedule. A typical day has this predictable, comforting flow. But the anchor, the absolute heart of the day, is that deep work block in the morning. This is sacred time, a good 90 to 120 minutes of uninterrupted focus where a child can truly lose themselves in an activity they choose. That's where the magic, the real deep learning happens. And if you zoom out, the whole week can have a gentle cadence too. Now, these aren't strict lesson plans, okay? They're more like themes to give you some inspiration for your activities or outings. A Monday nature theme might mean a trip to the park to collect leaves, while a Wednesday community theme could mean visiting the local library or post office. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but I can hear you asking, how do I actually get started? And for that matter, how do I even know if it's working? Let's tackle those really big, important questions. This is probably one of the biggest mental shifts you have to make, moving away from tests and grades. Instead of measuring your child against some external benchmark, you just observe. You build a portfolio, a collection of their drawings, photos of their projects, little notes about conversations you had.
The goal isn't to see if they're ahead or behind. The goal is to see if they're growing, if they're curious, if they're building focus. You're only comparing your child to themselves. But this brings us to the number one fear, right? The big what if. What if my kid just wants to play with Legos all day and never ever touches the math or reading stuff? It's such a valid concern, and thankfully the answer is built right into this whole philosophy. You don't force the academic work. Instead, you get clever. You tuck the learning inside their passions. Are they obsessed with baking? Awesome. That's fractions, that's chemistry, that's reading a recipe. Do they want to build a fort? That's engineering and physics. A lemonade stand? Oh, that's budgeting, marketing, customer service, the whole shebang. You just become an expert at seeing the learning in everything they do. And the best part is, you don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. You can literally start tomorrow. You don't have to go out and buy a classroom full of materials. Just try a simple day like this one. Offer just 3 easy choices. Go for a walk, read a story, bake some cookies. It's all about taking that one small, manageable first step. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Because whatever that one thing is, whether it's dinosaurs or garbage trucks or how clouds are made, that is your starting point. That's the first thread you can gently pull to start weaving this amazing, playful, and deeply respectful learning life with your child.